Welcome to the TechSource.tv. My name's Dan, and today you find me with the Bitfenix Shinobi. But in the past we reviewed the Shinobi, and well, from my memory, it wasn't this large. It's a little weird. It looks like Bitfenix took the photocopier and put it at 150%. Made the XL edition. So let's go ahead and review it today. The full-size tower, Bitfenix Shinobi XL. On the top of the case, I'm going to show you guys some of the ins and outs. We have a supercharged USB charging port. Now, this is more meant for high voltage devices. So this provides up to 2.5 amps worth of power. This is ideal for charging iPads or any tablets and things like that. Moving on, we have four USB 3.0 ports. So they're your super speed ports, and they also can be toned back down to USB 2.0. Really cool touch there, guys. Also, headphone microphone. Hard drive activity, power LED, all that kind of cool stuff. Power button, reset button, nice and small so you don't accidentally hit it. We have meshing all on the top of the case, which is pretty cool. We have meshing down the side, other side of the case, and also the awesome soft touch plastic here, so really nice. So that gives it a really high quality feel. Moving down, we have our one DVD drive is installed, but you can install up to 5, or if you want, you can put water cooling reservoirs and cool stuff there. More ventilation all the way down, along with the soft touch plastic. The aluminum, brushed aluminum style, kind of Bitfenix logo, really cool. And that's really all about it on the front and top of the case. The side of the case is nothing also as well, so it's blank. But you can get, move it back here, but you can get a optional window for the side of the case. So let's take a look at the back of the case. As you can see, there's 4 water cooling holes for your tubes pass through. Now these are fairly large. Also, we have the handle here so you can take off the top panel of the case if you want to, for cleaning or adding fans, whatever you want. Moving down, we have our included 120mm Spectre fan. Also, if you want to go to a bigger fan for, say, lower noise, or you just prefer a 140, you can do that. Now, the included Spectre fan that is actually really quiet, pushes a good amount of air, so I definitely recommend it. So it's a good fan to start with, for sure. Also, our shield plate would get installed here, but you guys may know already, I don't really use them. So, and continuing on, as you can see, we have lots of expansion slots. It'd be nice to maybe see a little bit of ventilation here. It's a little plain, but I guess it's all right. But we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 expansion slots. Now that's great for XL ATX motherboards, the extended ATX motherboards, and all that different weird sizes. This case is really meant to hold all that crazy stuff. Also, they're all ventilated as well. A quick note you can you see there. And look how much room's behind the motherboard tray. You can see from this is where the motherboard ends, and then this is the back of the case. And we'll go over and measure that actually later on. And finally, your regular ATX power supply gets installed here. And if your power supply is a little different from ours, that like most standard power supplies now have 120 and 140mm fans and take air from the bottom of the case, there is a dust filter for you. So nice washable dust filter, secures in really nicely. But our power supply, it takes air from the case and blows it out the back like that. A little more old school styling, but it works good as well. So, and another thing is there's thumb screws on 4 thumb screws all around the case to take the side panels off. Okay, so I'm going to show you inside the case now, finally. First, I want to just show you how the side panel comes off. It's not your standard style, may throw some of you guys off guard. So basically, you just kind of pull it out a little bit, and then just, that's it. Super easy, actually. Out of all the cases I've used that use this style, it's actually the easiest, which is really nice. And these are actually really heavy. Not really heavy, but they're sturdy steel panels. So they got a bit of heft to them just because of their size, but they're very sturdy. They don't have no flex or anything like that. But anyways, let's move on to the inside of the case. As you can see, there is 10 tons of room in here. So let's take a closer look. So we're going to start from the top. In the top of the case, you will find there's a pre-installed 100 and 230 millimeter fan here. There's a Bitfenix Spectre large form factor fan in there. So we'll quickly lower the camera so you can see a bit better. Also, if you want, you can install a second one right up here. And I would recommend maybe moving your DVD drive down a slot for better airflow and cables and things like that. Also, if you want, you could do a 3x120 radiator at the top as well. So there's lots of room up there. And as you can see, there's lots of room between the motherboard tray and the fans there. So there's room for a thick rad or something like that. And they also have all the cables all the holes to run your cables there with rubber grommets, which is really cool. So really nice there. They got rubber grommets in every single spot you could put them. So there's 3 on the top of the motherboard tray, 3 on the side of the motherboard tray. Now, the only thing I would say is maybe I'd wish if they're a little bit wider going down the side of the motherboard tray, especially for your 24-pin. It did fit in. It's fine for going in, but if you're using like a power supply like ours, it would not go in without the cable extensions. So we had to run the cable extensions, or else the power supply would not work for this case. So that's, kind of those things. But how many people actually have an Antec 1200 watt power supply that has those massive capacitors at the end of them? And how many power supplies actually have that? Really, I think it's only the Antec. So, but still, people might be running those style of power supplies in this case. So that is kind of a thing I'd like to see maybe upgraded in the future. Anyways, so moving down, as you can see, there's a lot bigger rubber grommet down there at the bottom, a lot wider, so you can fit all your cables through very easily. Now, I want to say one quick mention. If you guys are familiar with the Colossus, this interior may seem a little similar to you. But what Bitfenix has done, they've improved a lot of things, a few of the things that I really liked over the Colossus. First off, being that bigger rubber grommet down there on the bottom. Also, they made it so this entire hard drive tray, or mounting system, I would say, and all these are actually are toolless. So if you pull on this, you can take it out, and when you put your drive in, you bend it, and you put your drive in. So really cool. And you can fit a total of 6 hard drives in there. But if you take out all the screws that hold it in, you can actually put a 2x120 radiator in the bottom of the case as well. So I'll show you this in a second here. I'm not going to take the tray out, but you can see the fans. So there you go. So you can see the 2 fan slots there, and they also have dust filters on them. So to remove them, you just kind of pop out the little plastic clips that hold them in. If you want, though, then you don't need the use for 120 2x120 rad on the bottom. You can put a single 120 there on the bottom for intaking cool air. Also, the case does include another 230 millimeter fan intaking cool air, blowing across your hard drives, which is really nice, and it's super quiet. So, and finally, all the the DVD drives are toolless. So really cool stuff there. Anything else notable mentioned inside of the case? Well, as you can see, it cleans up really nicely. It looks really good with our hardware. Actually, the hardware in this case, I want to make a quick kind of announcement. This is actually the official TechSource testing rig inside here now. So we finally built it. So that's our power supply we use, because it's obnoxiously large and it's fun to try to fit it in small cases sometimes. As well as we have a full-size ATX motherboard, a massive CPU cooler that's a bit larger than your normal one, but it fits in here perfectly. So this can fit in huge CPU coolers. There's no problem fitting this one in here. So let's go ahead and take a look on the reverse side of the motherboard tray. First things first, motherboard tray room. How much room is there behind it? So let's check it out with our awesome ruler. So we have 3 centimeters of room, which is pretty awesome. So that's a good amount of room, a lot more than some of the other cases we have reviewed. Now, as you can see, with our 3 centimeters of room, it allows us to store an entire 24-pin cable. Cables with huge capacitors on the end of them. And I have them all zip tied and like extra plugs and plugs here and stuff up here. stuff running down here. So lots and lots of room behind there. We have a decently large CPU cutout, so good for higher mounting, lower mounting, a little bit offside mounted, so that's really good. As you can see, it's easy access to say our hard drives here, running the cables for that. Also, for cable tie downs, there's lots of them. So you have a set here going down, and 2 sets here going down in parallel. Also, there's a couple down there, and there's a few up here as well. There's nothing over here, which is okay, but I would like to see maybe a few more down here, and then it probably would have hid this around there, but it's all good there. Now the ultimate test. Can you put the side panel on without putting the case down on its side and really pushing on it with ease? So let's check it out. Now I have a good feeling about this one just because of the style it is. So you have to slide it on. So put one screw in. Because without the... now, this one doesn't really because the way it is, you can't just slide it on and leave it. So you gotta put the screws in. But there we go. As you can see, the 3 centimeters of room with an Antec 1200 watt power supply with those giant capacitors on it. No problem fitting behind the motherboard tray. So there you guys go. Very efficient, great cable management. All right, guys, so our conclusions on the Shinobi XL. Well, this case has been on the market for a few months now. We got ours pretty much when we uploaded the unboxing. So it's been a little while, been a little caught up with other stuff. Got to catch up on all our reviews. Now this is kind of the last of the massive wave of stuff we got all at once. So, but it's all good though. Anyways, we really like this case. It was sick. It's a wicked case. It's huge though. So full tower cases aren't the most land friendly or portable cases. But I gotta say one thing though. Once you go to a full tower from a mid tower or anything else, you'll never go back. Just believe me on this one. I will never ever touch a mid tower again. Maybe for friends, for building their PCs, but for personal use, I will never go back to a mid tower. I absolutely love full tower cases. They're the best. This case is no exception. It's an amazing full tower case. You got the amazing soft touch plastic here, excellent build quality. Full towers always have way better build quality than a standard mid tower case. And also you can fit so much more stuff in it. So as you can see, with this case, you can do a 360 rad on the top, we can do a 240 rad on the front, or a 240 rad on the bottom, which is sweet. You got 6 hard drives, 9 expansion slots, full-size motherboard, XL size ATX motherboards, and eATX motherboards as well. So lots of stuff there. 3 centimeters of room behind the motherboard tray, which is insane. As you saw, the side panel went on with no problem. You can put giant CPU coolers if you're doing air, or you can do crazy water cooling setups. And you also got lots of room up here for reservoirs and all that stuff. So as you can see, there's lots of room behind around the motherboard tray to put maybe long tube reservoirs in front of the motherboard tray, all that cool stuff. So there's so much you can do with this case because it's just a big box they give you, and they're just like, okay, we'll go have fun and fill it with stuff. It's awesome. I just love that. Just fill it with stuff. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. That's exactly what I did. I just put stuff in it, and it went in there, no problem. So I loved it. Anything else? Well, there's tons of dust filters. Can't forget that. We got dust filters on the front, the bottom for all your intaking air. No dust filters on the top, which is great because that means no restriction on exiting air going out the case, out the top. So that's cool. Anything else? We got our supercharge port and the 4 USB 3s. Now, the only reason why I'm mentioning the 4 USB 3s, now USB 3 on a case is no big deal anymore. Pretty much every case has it. But the thing about the 4 USB 3s on this, if your motherboard does not support USB 3, you can bring it back down to USB 2, which is cool. The other cool thing is the supercharged port. The supercharged port is not a USB port. It's a purely charging port for your tablet devices. So it can do up to 2.5 amps. So you can charge an iPad, no problem. Any of the other Android tablets, and just no hesitation at all. It'll charge them at full speed, and it's meant to charge things really fast. So that's really cool. And finally, the price. This case comes in at about 150 bucks or 139 euros, including your 19% VAT. So that's the suggested retail price. It'll vary based on, when you watch this review and also who has what sales on and whatever. So prices do change, but this is the suggested retail price from the manufacturer. And that's an excellent price to start at. So you're getting a lot of money. You're getting a lot of case for your dollar, which is great. And if you want, Bitfenix does allow or does offer a upgraded side panel with a window on it. So if you want that as well, so that's really cool as well. So anyways, guys, this is the Bitfenix Shinobi XL. Now, we're big fans of the original Shinobi, and well, it's no exception with this case. We are big fans of the big XL Shinobi. It's a really cool case. I remember seeing the press release when it came out back in January. I was like, wow, that's really cool. So it is a badass looking case. If you want a big case, you can put lots of stuff in. It's like a big box, and you can put lots and lots of stuff in it. Definitely check this case out. It's a really nice case, and it's super sturdy because it's all made out of steel. So except for the little bit of plastic on the front, so it's very nice for that. Also, side note, if you want to check out one more case that's very similar to this, the Bitfenix Colossus. Very, very similar profile and size, because it's more like its brother. So check out our review on that. I'll put the annotation here, and check that review out as well. Anyways, guys, check out our other reviews, other videos, and all that cool stuff, and we'll see you guys next time.